All right, thank you for coming to the channel. For whatever reason, we just did a reading and it was almost half an hour long, so that would be about 25 minutes right there. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me, and we're going to start out. We're going to do this again. And it's going to be, think of a yes or no question, and we will find out the answer. I will say on the last reading it was a resounding yes, but Spirit wants me to do this again, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do it again. So we're going to pull a card that's going to be the basis for the energy of this reading. So think of a question, and we will give a yes or no. Spirit will give a yes or no answer. Before I begin, I invite in Archangel Michael, Raphael, Rael and Gabriel, Archangel Sandalphon from below, and Archangel Metatron from above, keeping us all wrapped in a vibration of love, and for that I'm thankful. Okay, here we go. The cards are ready. I don't know what happened. It was something with this DJI microphone set. I was using it on the last reading, and for whatever reason, there is no sound. So I did something wrong. I'm just not sure what that is. So I always love this because it looks like Star Wars. You open it up like a surprise. Surprise! So cool. I just have to learn how to use it properly. All right, so do you have your question? I feel like you do. As I said with the last reading, the answer was yes, but nobody could hear it, so we're doing it again. Will the answer be yes? In this reading, I don't know. We'll see what Spirit has. My sense is that it will be a yes. However, that could change. We'll see what the cards are feeling or sharing with us, as Spirit is sharing with us. All right. So we'll try this a little differently this time. Last time, we had just, well, we'll start with that. I'm just kind of warming up. We'll start with, okay, it's the card on the bottom of this. It's this card here. And we have the 10 of coins. So that's a beautiful card. And again, with this reading, I'll say the answer is definitely yes. There's somebody here, the collective here is going through a personal evolution, an evolutionary step. As they're going through that evolution, they will be inviting in new people, new energies, and letting go of some old energies. There's certainly some things here that need to be let go of, which I'm feeling from Spirit and also seeing within the card. You'll probably notice that at this time in your life, as you're going through this evolutionary step, that there is people coming out of the woodwork necessarily, new people getting more attention is what I want to say, what Spirit's guiding me to say here. So we're getting more attention, and we're moving forward. Whoever I'm speaking to, the collective necessarily is taking an evolutionary step forward. And with that step forward, there is a gift I'm seeing here from Spirit that is being shared. However, the collective doesn't quite see it yet, but they will as they take that evolutionary step forward. So something to look forward to, because as we're going through evolutionary steps or changes, vibrational changes in our lives, there's always challenges necessarily. So I won't be surprised at all if some wands come out, some fire energy representing those challenges. However, as we're facing those challenges, as you're facing those challenges, remember that there is a new dawn coming, that there are new spiritual gifts being offered to you by Spirit. There's actually a very profound guide that's connecting with this collective, or guides rather, connecting with this. I want to say one because it's very profound, it's a very powerful guide. It's so powerful that I wouldn't call it an angel, but I will say it is there to, what I'm being told, it is there to help. It's there to support and offer, pieces to the puzzle that one wouldn't have, that as they do fit those pieces to the puzzle together, they're going to be able to manifest on a greater level, co-create on a greater level, have a greater level of personal awareness, psychic awareness, intuitive awareness, spiritual gifts that are from past lives will be emerging into this life. And I'm also being told by Spirit, some, not all of you in the collective, but some of you will be actually channeling in higher vibrational light codes that haven't been channeled onto this planet, into this reality in thousands of years. Few have ever walked such a path of profoundness. We're talking like the level of Jesus and Buddha and Lao Tzu and those types of people, regardless of gender, those types of souls that have been able to manifest things that are so powerfully beyond the ordinary that many would not believe them, or they would be nailed to a cross or burned at a stake or wounded. Witches call that like the witch wound, the healing of the witch wound, healing those past life traumas that are still affecting one and their evolutionary steps forward in this life. However, with the yes answer, what I'm being told is that during this evolutionary step, there is a profound healing that's taking place as well. So whether that's addiction, or and addiction can take many forms. It could be addiction to negative thinking, it could be addiction to sugar or alcohol, or money. There's all forms of addiction. Technology, for God's sakes, people have a hard time just putting their phone down and being in the moment. That in itself, and not saying that that's everyone, but there are, what we're saying is there's a variety of addictions, there's a variety of healings that people are going through, and this collective is definitely going through a profound shift, a profound healing, a profound personal transformation. Excuse me. And so we're going to get some other cards here in support of that evolutionary step forward. Okay, 9 of Wands. Cool. So we've got Earth, Fire. I wouldn't be surprised, because I keep seeing visions of the Wheel of Fortune, which is also indicative of things changing, of things evolving in a manner. And in this manner that we're speaking of, it's a very positive manner. It's a very enlightening manner. It's a enlightening awareness, an evolutionary step. Also, too, before I go forward into the 9 of Wands here, and with the Fire, I also want to say that for some of you, not all of you, there is somebody out there that I'm speaking to that is going to have a boy, baby boy. So look forward to that, and congratulations on that. So we've got Earth, Fire, and we'll see if air and water come out. We don't know yet, but I imagine that they will, that we'll have all of the elements, because there are people in this collective. It's a very powerful collective, and there are people in this collective that are, as they take that evolutionary step forward, are learning to work with the elements in a very profound and powerful way, like they have never done before. So that's, part of this evolutionary process, and that's also part of this guide that's coming forward to help those people with that, with those personal evolutions, with those spiritual evolutions. And that's why the guide is not kind of all fluffy and nice, because and some people are being scared of that guide. And I can appreciate, having the experience of a guide that's so powerful that they're actually scary, but they're there to get your attention, they're there to help. And so if you can approach it from a perspective of, hey, this is not a spirit that's here to scare me, this is a spirit that's here to help support my evolution, and you can find balance with that, you can then start to, kind of merge with them, put those pieces to the puzzle, and then evolve in the manner that you're faithfully meant to, in the manner that the collective is destined to evolve towards. Okay, and then we have the wands, just as predicted. Can't make this stuff up. So we have the King of Wands. And so regardless of gender, this person, this collective, is moving into a very powerful position. And that's definitely represented here by the King of Wands, which is, again, more fire and also a powerful position, right? When somebody's a king or a queen, they're the boss, they're the decision maker, they're the people that are influencing how things are going to go. And this is what we're saying with this collective, with these people as they evolve into this power position. Their manifestations will be extremely powerful. Their abilities to shape, co-create, and manifest will be extremely powerful, which is extremely exciting, and again can be a little bit scary, especially when it's experiences that we've never had before. But look forward to those experiences, and I'm sure Spirit will draw a card that is a celebratory card. This first one is celebratory in its nature and its disposition. The people are gathered together, they're having fun, they're excited, and there is that excitement, and I feel that excitement will be shared yet again. Ooh, the Hermit. Okay, Spirit wants me to draw one of these as well, so we will. And again, beautiful cards of confirmation. So we have the Hermit, and in this Hermit, often we think of hermiting in a way of just being by ourselves. And yes, many of the collective have spent a lot of time by themselves, and it's important. It's important that we have that time to heal, to evolve, to know our own energies and to know our own gifts. But with this too, it's also, we can see the elk in the background, the white, which is also representing that guide coming forward, that powerful spirit that's walking with this collective and helping them to evolve. So this is where we're going. So with this Hermit, okay, they're alone, but they're not alone, because there's a very powerful spirit that's with them, that's helping support them in this evolutionary journey. And where is this journey leading to? Well, it's leading to the Magician. It's leading to what we've been discussing, what Spirit has been sharing through me, is that a new level of magic, if you will, a new level of manifestation, of co-creation, of abilities, of insight, of just profound gifts. We're talking light codes that, as we said, have not been channeled on this planet for thousands of years. And so that's just a magical place to be. And that's what the Magician is doing. He's taking from nothing and creating something out of nothing. It's very godlike, if you will. It's how manifestation works, right? We use our thoughts, our words, and our deeds, our intentions are charged through our emotional bodies to co-create that which we desire. And with this collective, and whoever I'm speaking to has been through a lot, so the message is yes, and it's okay to relax into flowing with life, flowing around the wheel, or flowing with the wheel as it's turning, because it's going to be okay. In fact, it's going to be a lot better. There's going to be some good surprises along the way. There's definitely some things that are going to be let go of along the way. Challenges with the one, which we had brought up before, and a very powerful guide that this collective is blending with, is learning to unite with necessarily. And the result of that is going to be some very profound spiritual gifts. Is there anything else that this collective needs to know, Spirit? I think we're going to pull from this deck here. Yeah, this one feels right. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. And a double King of the Wands. So an extra confirmation of exactly what we're talking about. But look at this King of Wands. Look at the fire. Look at the power. You know, we've got a great horse. We've got a great warrior. We've got a profound, represented here, like the elk, you know, a steed, a very powerful being, uniting with someone who's in that king or queen energy, and someone who's powerfully moving forward like never before. So a wonderful personal evolution, a very exciting personal evolution, and a great evolution for the collective. For those of you that are out there wanting to make a difference in other people's lives, you know, there's going to be, you know, I see the healers healing in profound ways. I see the manifestors manifesting in ways they had just never thought possible before. However, it is very possible. Anything is possible. And as we allow ourselves to shift through this evolutionary period, we're going to see some very magical things happen. And we're going to be able to unite with that guide. So for those of you that are fearing this guide, whether it's, you know, through meditation, or, you know, say, for those of you that are not meditating, if you're having, you know, nightmares or scary dreams, that is this powerful guide connecting with you and bringing you the information that you require to put the pieces of the puzzle together and make this evolutionary step forward. So that is very exciting. So look forward to seeing life in a new way, of dealing with life in a new way, of attracting in new people, of manifesting in new and powerful ways. So very, very exciting reading, and look forward to, you know, a higher level of magic, if you will, personal magic, your intuition, your insights, your psychic abilities, your empathy. All these things are going to flourish to greater degrees than you had ever imagined. And with that, you know, comes abundance, and also comes peace. There also is, you know, as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. So there is that aspect of spiritual responsibility here for this collective. However, you know, I don't see anything negative with that. It's part of the path, but it is a new path. It's a path that we haven't experienced before. It's a path that, you know, we can dream about, or we can, you know, kind of fantasize about through movies and so forth. But this is the path that's being offered to us. And for those that are taking that evolutionary step forward, for those that are connecting with such a powerful guide, it is just going to be incredible. Just incredible. So thank you guys for spending time with me, and for liking and sharing and subbing. And I look forward to sharing more messages from spirits and the angels to the collective and to whoever I get to speak to along this path. God bless you all. Namaste. Baby, I'm a different